I'm Michael Cohen, 1320 WILS. So we know these cyber schools now are beginning to build some momentum in Michigan, but how does online learning really work for kids, especially when they're sitting at home? We know how easy it is to be distracted when you're not in an environment that's conducive to learning. So how does it really work, and what tools seem to really function well for kids? To talk about that, we're joined by Mary Ashmore. She's an education expert with the website learnersonline.com. Mary, thanks for joining us this evening.
Hi, Mike. I'm happy to be here.
Great having you here. What is your background in education and this online learning?
Well, believe it or not, I have a business background, and I'm so excited to make a difference in kids' lives. You know, we have new learners among us. I think their brain is completely wired differently, and they're begging for us to give them an opportunity to learn, for us to meet them in their world. And so for us to embrace technology and to figure out the safe ways to use it, bring some rich content into their world and teach them the same concepts of math and science and social studies and language arts, but just do it in a different way. Let them use the devices they have access to.
Well, what really works with kids? How do you, especially if they're sitting at home trying to learn online, how do you maintain their attention?
Interaction. If you can, I found that putting them on a keyboard and a monitor, they might stay in front of that computer for hours. Recently I had a mom from New Jersey call me, and she has a 10-year-old daughter who was struggling in learning history in the classroom. And so the teacher assigned her a couple of hour web lessons. And the mom was calling me at 9 o'clock at night saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't even get my girl to step away from the computer to have dinner with me tonight."
Really?
She did your 2 web lessons, and she's so excited about learning history now.
So what's the secret? I can't imagine they're sitting there reading text. I mean,
Exactly.
what are you doing that's so exciting?
Exactly. We have to do more than just putting text online. So we use the rich content that's already on the internet. So we may come to a video that you wrote about a certain subject, and we want to feature 3 or 4 minutes of your topic of discussion, you being the expert in a certain area. And so we want the student, the learner, to listen to you speak about a certain topic. And so they're going to actually listen to a radio clip, or they're going to watch a video clip, or they're going to engage with a certain map.
And then what do you do then? You give them a little quiz? Or?
And then exactly. We say, watch this video clip, listen to this audio clip, and answer a couple of questions for us. And then go on to the next page. So we can still present all of this rich content that does exist on the internet, but we do the research ahead of time and say, okay, we're going to teach this. We're going to teach everything about the Civil War. We're going to visit 5 or 6 websites to do the teaching, but we're going to assess your knowledge along the way. And I promise you they'll answer those questions and be totally engaged.
Do you think that kids nowadays are more primed to learn this way than they are in a classroom?
Absolutely.
Really?
Well, but you know what? No, let me take that back. It's not this or that. I think our teachers today are also embracing technology. We see school systems that are spending a lot of money on the devices, on the hardware, whatever it takes to get the devices into the hands of the kids. And I think the challenge is going to be, and the struggle that I'm seeing at the moment is, where does the rich content come from? We got to do more than maybe digitize the textbooks. Where does the interactive learning come from?
Well, I mean, it'd be great to just watch a movie and get the information that way, wouldn't it?
Well, absolutely, but let's do a little bit more than that. Let's not be passive learners. Watching a movie is sort of still being passive.
Well, can you make it a video game?
Absolutely. You use video games. You use, for sure, video games. You can interact with a map. You can place certain things by moving your mouse. You can actually drag and drop items into your shopping cart.
That does sound like fun. Do we have any clear data that shows that this kind of learning, online learning, is truly effective for kids?
Other than their own excitement, and I think you will soon see higher achievement on test scores. I think if we can meet them where they live and test them, go ahead and bring this new kind of learning opportunity to them and then test them. I think they're certainly raising the scores within our own web lesson environment. We do pre-tests, and then we have them do the web lesson, and then we do post-tests, and there's definite rise in their grade level.
What about at Learners Online? Are they able to take classes for school, or how does it work on your website?
It's more of a supplement. We have parents buying access. Just yesterday, a grandparent called me, and he just bought web lesson access for his 15-year-old grandson. And he, as a grandparent, he actually went in as if he was the teacher, and he assigned some web lessons in all the subject areas to his grandson. So he's sort of homeschooling him at the moment.
And what do you think of the idea of cyber schools, which are now popping up? Do you think that will work, or do we still need classroom activities?
If we have an instructor at that, quote, cyber school, if we have someone that we're accountable to, if we have some connection with them, if we can use Google Hangouts to bring kids together, but there's a moderator, there's that instructor, there's that tutor, there's that teacher. I think we still need our teachers. We need our tutors, our instructors, instructor-led. And so you can still do all of that in these cyber schools. So online schools are fine. I think we've had some practice now that really helps us to understand that, yeah, kids are okay totally online, but they maybe should come together once in a while in a physical environment. That's what the blended learning has a lot to do with, blending the bricks and mortar experience with the online experience.
And where do you come up with a curriculum yourself there on learnersonline.com?
So with learnersonline.com and with our program called Web Lessons, we don't write the original content. We agree that the internet is rich with content. You as the expert in a certain area, and Dr. So-and-so, and biologist so-and-so. And so we draw from the content that's on the internet, and we take you through sort of a scavenger hunt, and we bring in these websites, this content.
How do you know which ones are really legitimate?
Therein lies the expertise on our end. Our team of instructional designers spend their time researching and what I call 5-star sites. We bring those 5-star sites into focus. It's very important to know what's actually behind a website and to make sure the site is reputable and credible and real, and that the content is right on point.
Okay.
And then we do teach to standards. We bring everything we do has the standards around it.
So what percentage of what you're doing involves kids watching a video or doing something interactive versus reading?
As much as possible. Maybe 80% of the time they're going to be interacting with the website that we found or the content that we're relating to.
Really? So not a lot of reading, you're saying?
Well, you're still going to have to read, even around a video that you're watching. You're still going to have to do some reading. You're certainly going to have to read our instruction. So I would say there's still a lot of reading and there's still a lot of writing.
Mary Ashmore, education expert, the website learnersonline.com. Mary, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.